Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, please welcome a beautiful panel tonight for a very important topic. Toastmasters is overrated. What we need is a pill to solve public speaking anxiety. And I have four experts with me. We have Nishi, who has been speaking in Toastmasters. She's actively involved in Toastmasters. She's been working with Toastmasters for many years. And she firmly believes that Toastmasters is the solution. We have Wenhan, who is a professor for public speaking in the University of Timbuktu. He's written 2 books on public speaking, and he's here to talk about his experiences on how his books have changed through Toastmasters experiences, people's public speaking skills. On the other side, we have Steve, who's deeply involved in medicine. He's working on a pill right now. And he believes that people spend way too much time in Toastmasters. The number of hours you go for meetings, the number of years you spend, just to overcome that basic anxiety. And he firmly believes that if you just take that single pill, it'll enhance your skills and you will be a great public speaker. Manik is working on a different angle. He's working on alternative medicine to help us achieve the same goal. Please welcome the panel, and we look forward to a great discussion tonight. In terms of time, we're going to keep it very simple. The total discussion is going to be 15 minutes with a target of 16, and everybody's going to speak for whenever they are given a chance to speak for around a minute, and they will self-time so that we can keep this pace going. So just to get started, if everybody wants to frame their basic positions on the topic, starting with perhaps Nishi. Nishi, why do you think Toastmasters is a solution when we see people coming here for 5 years, 10 years, spending so much time that could go into way more productive activities like, for example, going for a picnic or watching a movie? Why Toastmasters? Why spend so much time on Toastmasters?
Thank you for that question. Toastmasters, as we heard from Raj, is a platform where you can improve your speaking skills. It makes you feel comfortable that you can enhance upon how you're communicating and improving upon it. So I feel that it is certainly a platform that can help you relieve some of your anxiety. Who doesn't have anxiety standing up in front of so many people and speak? But that does not mean that there needs to be a bill for it. I feel the platform itself allows you to stay calm, get the support from the people who are listening to you. And there's so many accomplished Toastmasters to mentor you and give you the advice. So why not leverage this platform to relieve some of that anxiety?
Thanks, Nishi. Steve, we'll flip this before we go back to Wenhan. What is your position? And I see Nishi didn't respond on the time spent on Toastmasters. We have over 20 people here. That's just 40 hours of time that we're spending. What's your position on this topic?
Everyone likes to do things easier, no matter what it is. Toastmasters, dieting, I need it, I know that. Yes, you deal with people, and that's very nice. But I could be watching Yankee game tonight. But I'm here. If I had a pill, I'd be at a bar watching Yankees lose tonight. Yes, I said it. And I'd still be communicating with people and still learning and interacting. And I think life is easy if you want it to be. And why not?
Great. We'll come back on a different topic back to you. But before that, I would like to go to Wenhan and hear about his experiences at the University of Timbuktu and the books he's written on how Toastmasters can help people.
While a pill may seem like a good shortcut that will allow us to more efficiently achieve our goals of being a great public speaker and no longer having any anxiety when standing up, we have to remember that Toastmasters was founded with the belief that if we persevere and show grit in working on our public speaking skills, practicing our speaking, we can overcome our anxiety and become better public speakers. It's just like learning a musical instrument. You only will get good and not have anxiety playing it if you practice a lot. And that's what Toastmasters as a platform affords us all to do. Taking a pill to shortcut all the effort and perseverance that's needed to become a good public speaker, I feel is analogous to cheating with steroids to become an elite athlete. Not only is this taking a shortcut undermining and stymieing the development of character and grit, a pill, no matter how accessible, will also come with monetary costs. And if there's a pill available, then I'm afraid whoever can afford the pill will become better public speakers. And then we'll have a world where public speaking skills become distributed according to wealth. Thank you.
Thanks, Vanhan. Although one could argue if the pill does allow rich people to become better public speakers, we'll all be better off because then we would be able to understand what our rich people are saying because their thoughts would be clearer and the world could be a better place. But coming back to Manik, let me start with framing your position. You have, through your work, body of work, have vehemently opposed Toastmasters for many years. And you believe that your research is a better solution for solving this problem of public anxiety. What is your framing of the problem, Manik?
So, what Wayne Han said, perseverance and grit. All of this is great. You know, come to a session, you show perseverance, show grit. You commit yourself to go to a session every other week for weeks, months, years. But again, going back to the amount of time and the hours that it takes. If I have a session, if I have a meeting or a presentation a year from today, and I've been given two choices. One is you have to come to a meeting for a year, so about 25 times, 26 times every other week, or in the morning of the meeting, take a pill. What would I do? I wouldn't spend 26 times and 2 hours every other week. I would take a pill that morning. So that's what I would do. That's my position. Take the pill, get over your anxiety, and do a great presentation.
So there you have it, fellow Toastmasters. You have a framing of the problem. It's not going to get solved tonight, but we'll try to get deeper. Now, there is a question that I have for Nishi. Nishi, we talked about the cost of Toastmasters and the time, but for example, the money that we spend, and you have been a treasurer in Toastmasters for many years, we know that we collect, I don't know if we have broken any bones, but we do collect $60 a year. Now, if a person over 5 years had put that in say Bitcoin or Nvidia, wouldn't they be better off?
Thanks for that question again. The way I would like to answer that is that investing in those stocks is very relative. It's up to the person how they want to spend their wealth. If they're a true believer that they want to upscale some of their skills, for example, leadership, they have a different thought process there. They don't care about the money. They'll go beyond whatever it takes, beyond the obvious, whatever it takes for them to learn those skills. $60 is the Toastmasters membership, as you referred. Yes, we do collect it. And we also collect some club dues. That does not break anything. Wealth is not the solution to solve your anxiety on public speaking. What I would suggest is that there are ways to deal with that anxiety rather than looking at investing elsewhere. It is going to give you an opportunity to connect with so many people. it can eventually become therapeutic for yourself where you are going to get comfortable when asked to public speak. So I would say that rather is your treasure than go and invest in these stocks, which is pretty relative.
Fair enough. That can be a good point. Money coming to you. What do you think on Nishi's opinion? Wouldn't people be better off with collecting if that they had invested that money, and the bill would have a cost, but the cost would be nominal compared to what they could have made in these stocks. What would be your position on this topic?
Yes, pill would definitely have a cost, but I'm not going out and doing public speaking every day. So for me, that pill was only going to be needed when I'm only going to spend on it when I actually need it. Versus on the other side, the Toastmasters, regardless if I learn anything, I improve or not, I continue to pay $60 for 3 months, whatever that period is. So I'll continue to spend that money. And if I don't spend that money on Toastmasters and I only buy a pill when I need it, which could be once 6 months or once a year when I have to go out and do speeches, then I can definitely put that money in stocks, bitcoins, crypto, you name it, and become wealthier. And then buying that pill is not going to be a problem.
That's actually a very interesting point because, for example, if you live in a city, now you may not need a car all the time. You can commute on public transport, and you can, if when you're traveling outside of the city, you can rent a car. Similarly, if a pill is a solution, then you don't have to invest all of your time to become a good public speaker all of the time. You can just be a good public speaker when you need to be a good public speaker, and that may be a solution. Steve, what is your position on the matter? Because you seem to be fairly advanced in terms of finding a pill, and you have strongly proposed that the pill be the solution, most in terms of cost efficiency and allowing only the people who want to speak publicly. And you have spoken at length in many Toastmasters meetings about that.
From a cost efficiency standpoint, if people speak enough, there'll be a generic drug. They'll be cheaper, especially worldwide. We heard a speech earlier with India having a lot of Toastmasters. 1 billion people live in India. That market alone, the pill has to be less expensive. I think it would work there.
Correct. And the other opportunity is if you have a pill for this solution, then to your point, it creates a new economic engine for growth inside the world. What is Toastmasters? 500,000 people across the world, perhaps? Maybe less. Look at the size of the world, 6 billion people. If that pill could be made available on a generic basis to 6 billion people, look at the opportunity cost in terms of economic growth, and also the amount of people who would benefit beyond the 500,000 people who could be public speakers. Venhan, could you give us some examples of people who have actually benefited from coming to Toastmasters? And does this really have any value where people have become public speakers, and are those skills transferable in real life to some successful returns?
Well, to think about whether coming to Toastmasters, putting in the time to practice your speaking skills, improves you as a public speaker and gets rid of your anxiety, just think about everyone here, think about your own journey coming to Toastmasters. Anecdotally, when I first started out several years ago, I knew little about important facets of public speaking like vocal variety, gestures, and just being able to speak smoothly while on stage. I remember before I came to Toastmasters, when I would be in job interviews, I had trouble speaking fluently and thinking about my thoughts on the fly while I speak. After years of practice speaking at Toastmasters and practice speaking on the spot with table topics, I'm now a much better public speaker. I'm sure all of you who've been here for years or have put in the time would agree. Besides, with Toastmasters, you're also part of a community of very supportive people that you can form lifelong bonds with. And as Raj said in his speech, if you speak English as a second language, practice speaking more of it will help you improve your language skills. These are some of the greatest benefits of being a Toastmasters member. Thank you.
So, Vinhan, to add to your point, do you think coming to Toastmasters would people perhaps give people unfair advantage over other people? Because if you're a member of Toastmasters, you develop these skills, and if you're not a member of Toastmasters, you don't have these skills according to you. So, wouldn't in real life people, members of Toastmasters, have an unfair advantage over some other people? And is that really fair? Shouldn't everybody have the same opportunity? Why should Toastmasters have more opportunities than other people?
Well, Toastmasters is highly accessible to all. Look, everyone here is people from all sorts of socioeconomic backgrounds. So Toastmasters itself is already highly accessible and anyone can join. As Raj says, countries like India, Philippines, and China, they already have a lot of Toastmasters members. And in those same countries, a lot of people still live below poverty wages. So that just shows that Toastmasters is highly accessible.
Thank you, Wenhan. And we seem to be on the cusp of time. So everybody, if you want to frame your last positions in the last 15 seconds, I know we're not going to all agree tonight, but I think this was a great conversation. If you want to make closing comments, and then we can open up for questions. Nishi?
I would still like to stick to the fact that Toastmasters is a platform where you can deal with anxiety without having to take medications that can cause side effects. So I would like to stick to that stance. It's a platform where you're making new friendships, you're learning more, you're spreading your wealth in terms of helping, mentoring, coaching others, rather than going for medications where you can create dependency for yourself, have side effects, and therefore Toastmasters is the way to calm that anxiety.
Thanks, Nishi. And for the opposing side, we are short of time. So if you want to wrap it up, Manik, you have 25 seconds.
So that's why you take alternative medicine that I am working on. So there are no side effects on that. And additionally, to what you had earlier said, the amount of Toastmaster folks having an advantage, but think of it, if there was medicine or alternate medicine available to everybody, then we will all be on the even playing field. And then we would not be judged based on who says how many so's and wells and ahs, but just on the content,
Well, thank you. We're out of time. Thank you, the panel. We'll open up for question and answers. We have 4 minutes for that. So if anybody has a question, we see Dave have a question. Dave, question for?
Actually, it's a comment, if I may. I think Perry's introduction to, Perry's telling of the story of meeting people is a classic example, a reason for the existence of Toastmasters. The experiences that he's had here gave him the courage to go and introduce himself to somebody. What is Perry supposed to do? Carry around a little vial of pills? Oh, I've got to go shake hands with somebody. I'll pop a pill. The other thing that you're not taking into consideration, I think Nishi did with her comments, is 20 years ago, Janice and I met a couple named Howard and Arlene Baroff, and we became very close friends with them. Arlene passed away last year. We were at her service. We've had dinner at their home. Howard is in failing health, and I'm managing his financial affairs for him. I will be the executor of his estate when he passes. We've become even closer, and I've controlled his son's contact with him because they've become abusive. The experiences that I've had with Arlene and Howard, that Janice and I have had, are unmatched in terms of the human contact. and the affection that we've grown to have for one another. That's why I'm in Toastmasters. Partly, yeah, hopefully to improve my speaking skills and maybe get better at telling jokes. But it's the human contact that you learn so much more than just how to speak. Wouldn't give that up for all the tea in China. So.
Thank you for those comments, Dave. Anybody else have a question? Amir, what's your question?
Yeah, I think question and comment. We are assuming that the public speaking will be solved by taking a pill, but we are linking it with anxiety. Like, probably it will solve the anxiety problem when you take it and you speak, but would it give you all the 360-degree skills, all the different skills which we need? It's just like downloading those skills from that pill, or pill will only take care of the anxiety. Because if I take care of anxiety and I don't have the other skills, which are taught in the Toastmasters curriculum, including your speech writing skills, your speaking, your body language, all the paraphernalia which comes up, would that pill also give us those skills if we take them, or is it only the anxiety?
The more of the pill you take, it would help that. But that's why there's testing for the pill, the drug testing. That will be tested, and that will be brought into the formula for the pill.
Looking forward to it.
Questions from perhaps our visitors or comments?
I'm in favor of the pill. I think that there was a discovery at one point, and it was all over commercials. This little blue pill for people who have a hard time with getting an erection, correct? And it's not to take it every day, it's to take it when you need it. Now, there are some side effects that may be, and they tell you, if you have an erection for more than 4 hours, consult the doctor. But it's just when you need it. Now, if you're if you have a feisty wife or a feisty girlfriend and you need to take it every day, that's on you. But I think that it would be great to have one just for those moments when you want to get the edge off and do a good speech and just feel good about the speech instead of having that sweatiness and palms, and just have that pill for that moment, just like the little blue pill.
Well, we are getting comments on both sides and supports on both sides. A great conversation. Any other questions?
Wait, it's 4 minutes.
Any other comments from our guests? Oh, we have time? Okay. Well, we ran out of time, and like any other public debate in America, we are not going to agree in one night. We might never agree, but we do have our points of view. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.